the North Cat, baby, I'm a boss. Carolina barbecue sauce with the slaw. I'm the safe, the cellar, and the vault. I'm the best, the effect, and the cause, I'm the law.
And on top of that, just saying where they loot. We haven't seen any military circles yet, which is going to be, in theory, the hardest for them, being them looting Sambty. So they haven't had their hardest kind of trial by fire yet in terms of having a military circle. So them looting Sambty. Last game, let's see what's going to happen.
12 games and no military circle yet. You are hoping, Avenger. Thank you very much, boys. It's time to get into our final game of Erangel here for day number 1 of week 2 of the PUBG Europe League as we head over to Sims and D-Man again for the plane. Thank you very much, and yes, here we go. Game number 23, or match number 23, whichever you prefer. It is a northern plane this time around. Total opposite to the previous game, and you can see it's not going to go south at all. It's pretty much cutting across the whole top, which is going to cause some interesting car races, trying to find those bottom positions, even way down to military. I mean, it's a long drop's possible, but they're going to want a car.
Take a look at Diamonds, already out, they're going home. This is where they originally been dropping all last week, so it wasn't a complete and 100% commitment to Novo. It was switching things up and making sure that they had a backup plan should the plane not decide where they're going to be going. This obviously now puts NIP on high alert of where things are going to be happening. I was literally just about to say it'll be interesting to see how this switches things up for Raise Your Edge. Clearly, they were extremely happy with how Prim was, so they've opted to not bother going North George anymore, where you've got Navi knocking on the door. They're actually going to try and push for Prim, maybe take the vehicles on the west coast and get all the way down there. However, the Jokers are also wanting to interject themselves into these fights, maybe get the vehicles early, make their way to Ferry Pier.
I think still coming. I think they're trying to edge the bets on the circle closing in and going north. It looks like they're still, you can see they're still all in the vehicles. It does go to the hills of Stalba. Yasnaya a large part of it, but look at this. Uber sees TSM and Gustav and Wookie. You're gone.
That should be an easy kill. TSM will not commit to that. Keep 2 alive, don't bother. There's a wild Uber looking outside the building. Wookie's like, please, do not kill me, sir.
Mexi trying to steal that way. Uber's like, get out of it.
Jog on. Hey, it's all points on the board, right?
Well, I mean, he was up on as one of the highest kill leaders in the previous game as well, because, of course, he had that big fight with Vitality. Digital Athletics blasting on by. And the question is, where do teams commit to? Do you go onto the hills of Stalba? What's happening up in the north? Red Diamonds catching NIP on the rotate. Windstriker also close by.
This is going to be interesting. Windstriker going to turn up to the party. This is the Na'Vi fight that's going on further towards the pond side. CC getting caught off guard. Na'Vi picking one up themselves, but Windstrike now might be falling.
Oh, he's in the tree.
Victim to the oncoming fight, which is Red Diamonds and NIP.
Just trying to get away from this one. Crow Crowd, no surprise to see them in all sorts of trouble. They were kind of in a wide 2-2 split, but they've managed to get away with it. Just losing one, I think, is on the process, but they're going to commit to Yasnaya. And we just saw Team Liquid a moment ago.
I'm glad you called that one late. It just gives another example of how quick Liquid always are to react into these circles. As soon as they pop, vehicles, if they're not in center, they're not happy, and they are gone.
They're in that strong compound as well on the hill of Stalba, just on the edge. Vitality taking a peek on Digital Athletics. It started off great for them, but last game wasn't so hot. Meanwhile, looking over to the the far east side, TSM still with the 2, making the way up there. Jokers also have made a long rotate over to that eastern side, and they're starting to come up behind the back of Michael. Of course, TSM down 2 members from FaZe Clan, who chose actually to stay down the south side of this circle. That's an interesting choice. They're going to play edge. They're going to have to go to that compound. Hello, Drayden spotted in the distance by Brexco. Will manage to catch him down. That's some pretty long range Mini 14 work. He's looking for Voxic as well. The smoke's going down. Everything to try and support him. We'll get behind the tree though and safe.
The thing is, if you're a FaZe Clan player, you might be able to hear this. You might not have the line of sight. And
G2 pushing. Look at this in the minimap. Look at him charging up on the hillside.
Up close and personal. Chris is actually getting hyper-aggressive.
Chris, where are you going?
That man has no fear.
The Dacia has not quite got the power, but Reels has been caught in the back and they've been scurried away. Voxic does the damage in the back there. Voxic, hello.
May have knocked Drayden there.
Not Drayden by mistake. Not what you need. I think he's going to be bleeding out pretty bad then. Okay, he should be all right. Must have dodged in front of him in the window.
Reels has been damaged. The walking wounded.
Oh, Chris.
Look at Chris. No fear again. Oh, Kramer's just been pre-knocked from the liquid.
Sambty from the hillside.
Yep.
You can see the traces coming down from above, and that's possibly the end of the Knights here. 2 in the building. Voxic takes one to the face. Kane's now tossing the nades in. As soon as that door goes, they're in all manner of trouble. You can see grenades returning.
Oh, that hit
Kane's
the
going
leak.
to catch him. Look at that. You can see
Back of
the
the building.
trace of it coming straight out.
Oh my, up and over. What a Kobe and a half, and he's going for the finish. That's a banger of a nade.
Oh, he's bleeding heavy. Is Udyr going to be able to get up and help him out? I don't know. Look at Faceland in the distance. You can see them trying to adjust. Are they going for a kill here?
I think they're going for the reposition. They realise that where they were want too healthy, so they might actually just replay. This is the initial one that they had, and again, a lot of teams will be playing edge because there isn't much else to do.
They're seeing if they can get some shots here. Look at Uber. There they are. They're looking for a couple of third parties here. They want to get involved. Brexco finds Voxic, so now it leaves Drayden all alone. Meanwhile, over on the northern hills, you can see the red diamonds here. Shadows managed to catch Sambty down, but he's having to get a heal off. He's got cover fire from above, so Adusi can't make the flank above, so he has to go low.
It's a nice place from Narcissus to be able to give him the information and, more importantly, just cover him if anyone wants to go for a push. Speaking of push, the Circle's going to be doing just that. G2 want to finish this one off. They know there is... Is he actually going to try and do what he had done to him and go up and over? Everything's flooded now. Now he hasn't got any knock here. He'll know the information that he's on the back of the building.
Yep. There's his around the back. They're both here. They're going to double push. Squeeze around. Just confirming. You never know. Sometimes you can stay alive in the tub. The grenade coming through. But they will come around. Drayden. And he's down. Brexco will follow. And the Knights go out in 16th. The G2, we were talking about how they've had a hard game the last 2. Maybe this is their time to turn. But while they've been delayed, it's gave FaceClan the leapfrog chance to get to the lower hills just below Team Liquid. Bestlock flushed out by Monkey. This battle's been going for a while on the hillside.
Ira wants to get involved as well. Digital Athletic knock one. That's going to be Shadow for a second time, so he'll be bleeding rather quickly. FaZe Clan have unfortunately pulled up to the hillside of where Liquid are. They need to make sure and pray they have a ton of smokes here because that position they're in is not safe. There is 2 teams still lingering in Yasnaya, and they are going to get pincered so hard.
And G2 moving up now alongside them as well. After dealing with the Knights, they're going to make their way up the hill. Monkey's got a smallest of ankle on Senpai. Senpai's been knocked once already. A doozy down now, you can see in the distance. Just want to knock on towards Jokers, by the way. They're now in the southwest. They were on the far east at one point. They've rotated and rotated and rotated again. They're all over the shop right now. But Uva is down. FaceClan, see if they can get him up. And speaking of the Jokers, there they are in the distance, getting picked off by Jembty.
Sambty's overextended more to the eastern side as well, so you can kind of stop any interjection here of G2 if they want to get involved in it. Fast rail, speaking of getting involved, Kemba's down. That's an M24 to the back of the skull. I'll knock him out. Senpai gets confirmed and finished. So does Kemba. So does Aduzi. All these CIS players falling. Batulin, another CIS member, gets involved in that one. He steals one and picks one up for Na'Vi. But Vitality, they've got to move. They've got to run.
Wow.
Annihilated all 4.
Yeah, that's a clean sweep. Vitality will be happy seeing that after their poor performance in the last matchup. 80 down and done. I think Ibiza catching him out as he's knocked. But there's a bit of return fire. Mexi catching Ibi out. Tixu's also finished off. That's by Iro. That's on the northern side of the Stauber. The grenade's coming through. That's going to put a lot of bleed onto Ibiza. The second one will come through, and I think that's Ibiza gone. It is cooked to perfection from Mexi.
Up and over. Liquid will be able to hold the bank, but they know that Na'Vi's lingering in the distance, and that's why they've repositioned. And again, this is the point where it says you have to be very careful about this compound where they are, because you've been hit from 2 different angles. G2 and FaZe might actually punch them at the same time. They have to be careful. Thankfully, ENCE is there in the north.
Oh, the double nade! Oh, it's just poof. Beautiful. It's beautiful. I think you should get them from there. Any more to finish off? Doesn't matter. Oh, Vitality has stole it! Oh, Vitality Monkey comes in and nicks both kills. Windstrike will be kicking themselves.
Now, you've seen on the damage boards, all right, Monkey might not be up there with the kills, but with the damage, he is right up there alongside Jazzer. And this is what you need. Players who can just pre-fire and shoot anything that moves, put damage down across the board, and often, like we've seen with Michael, just come in and mop up, play cleanup crew and steal some points.
The Jokers went down in 14th. If you missed it, it was M19 actually coming out of Yasnaya. But here's Jembty catching tab. That's the Jokers getting finished off. It was actually the kills stolen away from them. It does pull away from Stauber, though, with the next circle right on top of Team Liquid's compound. The question is, that's a large compound. Can they hold it with G2 pressuring Jeemzz?
The next fight that we need to be aware of is potentially, well, saying that,
Stauber is...
yeah, at the moment it's all just grenading the living hell out of one another. But it's down south, to be honest with you, Lee. FaZe Clan
Ents coming right in the back of G2 as well.
Yeah, well, speaking of behind, it's Crow Crowd. If FaZe do not play proactive here, they will get smashed from behind by Crow Crowd. They're still only just lingering out of Yasnaya.
Razor Edge also being pressured by Vitality here, as Jazz has a little peak too much. Gets smacked to the dome at the moment. 7 kills and counting for Vitality. Ensa trying to make their push down on the far eastern side as well. G2 forcing them away, as you see Squeaky getting downed by Chris. This is, of course, all drawing the attention. TSM still got Rory alive. He's the only man trying to use Ensa as his cover fire, while NIP pushed down onto Windstrike here on the eastern side. You can see that Jorski, the last man standing for them on the west.
I think Rory's probably just playing for meds at the moment because he knows he's going to have to heal in the blue. More than likely just trying to pick up anything he can. And see the confirmations come through from the NIP battle. Kane will come in with the finish onto Squeaky. That's the SLR at range doing the job. And they're still holding the eastern side. Liquid main compound in the middle there, the next target here. FaZe and Crow Crowd, though, down south. Next fight that's about to unfold.
Yeah. They're spotted them. FaZe have turned on towards Crow Crowd, so they're heading towards them. Windstrike, oh, Monkey down by Cup of Magic there. So raise your edge. They've been pressured by Vitality a long time. That's Jazza down as well. And Nasa's now the last man standing for Vitality as they try to creep around. Rory actually catching Mikaz in the back. That's TSM eliminated. That was up in the north. Rustamar will find him as FaZe are flanking right onto the backside of Crow Crowd.
We really need Fuzzface's POV here. He's right behind them. You can't see this on this current angle right now, but he is literally about to appear. There he is on the left, behind them all now. Depending on how they get it, initially opens up. They see him, they read it well. And just like that, instantly deleted from the server.
Any nades would have been absolutely
They're running for it, Lee, so they must be out of utility. FaZe are just legging it.
Oh, and they're running straight towards G2. There's a crate. Happy with that one in this circle. The Groza and the level 3s absolutely going to play dividends for M19, who are moving up on the hillside towards Na'Vi.
G2 deciding where they want to go next. They can kind of pick their fight. And again, this is what I mentioned at the start of this, where everyone's just kind of playing edge. Liquid are in the middle, and this causes everyone to push away from that main compound because it's so big. It takes up a good about maybe even 10 to 20% of the map. Razor
Edge pretty much tripping over Miraku right now, so I think he's going to be wandering into no man's land, and you see the circle goes towards him. Enoch actually downed by Jembty there, so M19 were trying to push up, but Na'Vi is still on the rocks right next to him. Here's Znark, got an angle. Oh, Gaxi caught out in the distance there. You see Mikaz catching him, and I think that leaves MBS the last man standing.
Is G2 going to push Liquid's compound? I know I'm obviously looking at different fights, what you guys are seeing on screen. I'll leave Lee to cover this one. If I see anything happening in the back, I will try and keep you all updated because...
Well, it's getting very crowded either way.
Yeah, this is what I mean. There's so much that could happen, which is generally PUBG in a nutshell, to be honest with you. There's multiple fights kicking off across the map, but I think FaZe and Crow Crowd are still one that's yet to really see an ending here.
Crow Crowd taking shots onto M19. Na'Vi have not moved a centimetre. They have stayed absolutely still. FaZe getting a bit of revenge onto the back of Magister there. Set and Dream for you trying to come up the hillside. Meanwhile, spins around, takes Chris out in the background. Now Jembty wants to get involved. There's G2 now going to swarm down the hill onto FaZe.
That's a problem. You've really kind of poked the bear, and you might get the full claws here as G2 just turn around on a pinhead and realise that FaZe is still lingering in the distance. And now they've turned their attention, so they've given up the game.
Look at this. You got Set's got an angle on 8C. If he goes any higher, Team Liquid with Jeemzz on the edge there have got an angle as well. So at the moment, FaZe are caught well and truly with their backs to the walls. Meanwhile, Raise Your Edge looking down on M19. Fast Rail trying to find himself a better angle as Mexi tries to squeeze away. 8C pushing around the backside. He's actually got a great flank here on them, but they're ready for it. And Kate will find his head.
Yep, they were ready, willing and able for that one. And came around the corner and unfortunately got a face full of lead. There's a second player peeking up. Etsy tries to, if he can take one, it'd be big. Get a point before you're going down. If he doesn't do this, the blue will. But FaZe Clan, 10th position for them.
Another bad game, and honestly, for FaZe Clan, it's not the FaZe we expected to turn up here at the PEL. Team Liquid getting involved, but Jembty has been found by Fast Rail from way across the map. Wasn't expecting that one. As a lead player, well, set, he's got nowhere else to go, but it doesn't matter. The support comes in. A dream for you will help him out.
He's at least confirmed one before he goes down. The heads are up and over. Sets down. Wanderer. Jeemzz, though, onto Kate. This is the G2 battles. They try and keep control of that southerly ridge line here. Udyr might be the only one standing here for G2. Crow Crowd still kicking it with 2 players, and that kind of comes off the back of earlier on where we saw FaZe engage with G2. It might have been more beneficial to focus on Crow Crowd.
This could be a really big kill game for Team Liquid.
Fastrail's still picking people off.
6 and counting. That nade's going to come down from Sambty. They know they've still got Kate down there. Udyr down there. He gets it as well. Another one to follow. Just going to toss that one out. Magister. Oh, it's gone too far. Too far. You did better in the first try.
He's done the job, though, hasn't it? Let's be real. Catch him with the mini as he tries to poke out. Sadovnik's down, and that came across from Fastrail again. On point with the sniper. Clearly the team's long-range marksman. We've seen him earlier on with the AWM and plenty of times with the Kar98.
They're in a good spot now on Razor Edge. They are on the far western side of the circle. They do still have the 2 NIP above them, but they've got that 4 alive. Remember, they clashed with Vitality. They've clashed with a couple of teams so far. Of course, Team Liquid still with the 3 alive.
Wanted will be important here because he's holding behind them while MBS and Maraku are trying to actually flush from behind. Here we go. Good position, good angle, good read. One steps up, steps back down. Won't go for the flush because Cup of Magic's here to support. Yeah,
he needed the more support closer, though. More of a double peek. MBS, that's not cooked enough. That's going to go too far as he tries to come around. That one's on Snark, though. Oh, he took a big chunk, but he got the kill in the end. And NIP go down in 7th.
Wanted with a very, very good hold here on the back lines to give some support. Call for the cover. Initial shots come through, but this is the Liquid onto G2. G2 goes no further in the competition here on, at least in this map. They're eliminated in 5th. Yeah,
we're quickly down to 4 teams. 3 for Na'Vi, 3 for Team Liquid, 2 for Digital Athletics, and 4 alive for Razor Edge on that hillside. But they are getting lit up at the moment. Sadovnik and Team Liquid are taking shots on all of them. But they have managed to get all 4 members back on the feet. And now they have a great high position to move around and take pot shots down low. Na'Vi look to be the next targets.
Remember how much range they have to play with, Lee. If they can take out Digital Athletics, they'll own the northern edge of this circle. They have the M24. They have a couple of SLRs on there. They have some scopes. They'll have the meds because they've not been involved in that many fights.
Yep.
I'd also expect them to have gear. If they've been collecting for the body bags, they should be all at least a minimum of 2-2'd up. They are playing a very split game, though, which is an interesting one when there's still so many people alive. I wouldn't be splitting 2-2 this, at least not while there's this many still up.
Yeah, they have a big ridgeline, but this is a very aggressive split from them, and there you go.
I think it's kind of
paying dividends, really, as Jembty finds Wanted there. That's actually the northern side. Now, if Digital Athletics, who are lying just to the right of a screen there, you can see them on the ledge. Oh, Jeemzz is actually moving up, but it swings down. It's going to be the big hill slope, and that's a horrible, horrible circle finish.
Another one from Fastrail, straight into the back of Batulim. He'll be bleeding fast, so they now know Na'Vi will have to either get him up, or which they will do, the commit to it. You see the bullet go flying by. So in theory, they should be counting this. If they're going for the res, they're only down to 1 man who's been actively aware and looking here, but they are on the very edge of the circle. They might not even be in there, Lee. They might have to move on this one.
That was a quick snap. Jeemzz has found Wanted. Got him downed once again. So as you see, Cup of Magic trying to get him back on his feet as Jeemzz continues to go, looking for him, finds him, and now Snark down, and Cup of Magic flushed, and just like that, Razor Edge lose 2 members in the flash at the top there.
They've been knocked again. Snark's down. It's literally Fastrail last man standing. This could go to all 4 men been up to being trashed in an instant.
And that's the danger of the 2-2 split. Digital Athletics just creeping down from the hills, and Team Liquid are going to be careful. They may be thinking, we've just cleared the hillside, but no, Sixmo gets on his feet and instantly spotted. Jembty turns on him. 9 kills and counting for Team Liquid. Could this be the chicken dinner for them? Fastrail in the end was going to be to get the headshot to Sixmo. Still firing away. Snark is down to Fastrail, the last man standing. He's getting lit up, but he turns around and finishes Mert off, and Fastrail secures 2 kills for Razor Edge. Don't forget, they already took down Vitality as well, so they've got a good collection. Na'Vi, they've kind of been passive the whole game at the moment. I'm not even sure they've got a kill yet.
Nice steal there, and at least salvages 2 points rather than going out
with
nothing.
No.
I still think it was the poor play. I mean, I'm not a pro player, so I could be wrong here. It'd be nice to see all 4 members push together and take the southern edge, and then maybe come down upon Team Liquid with all the bullets in the world and all the bodies to throw at them. Fastrail's now left to see who wins in this 3-on-3. I don't think he'll be able to. I mean, he might be able to scrape a second place, to be honest.
Sambty's got himself centre circle, leaving Jembty and Jeemzz to cover the ridges. While Na'Vi pushing close. Fast rail down. Batulin will find him. There was 8 kills though for Razor Edge and another 3rd place. They got a chicken dinner in the last game as well. So lots of points for them. But Sambty finds Sadovnik, gets a peek across, gets a glimpse of Recrent on the side. And now look at Jembty pushing straight up to that tree. Going for the lean peek around the side and an angle on him. But Batulin, oh, he's flushed out. Sadovnik now down to the play zone. It leaves the last man standing. Recrent, and the headshot comes in with grins all around for Team Liquid for their chicken dinner.
Bangs one in his visor.